So the Kroenkes are buying Declan Rice. They're also going to spend in excess of £200 million in one summer. That is something that I never thought I would sit down on my videos on this podcast and ever talk about. That the Kroenkes are going to spend in excess of 200 million in one summer. But whichever we think about it, whether it is Kai Havertz and Declan Rice and Timber, whether it is Declan Rice and Timber and Romeo Lavia, any three signings, any combination of three signings, including Declan Rice, leads Arsenal to spend over £200 million. And Mikel Arteta has been speaking to the market, and he just said, I and the Kroenkes are working on very big targets, and we want to take the club to a very sustainable level. But at the moment, we have to attack the market, and that is what we are going to do. We are going to sign very important players. The Kroenkes have just made Arsenal a big project. The Kroenkes have just given us our club the way we would like. I want you to hit the like button. I want you to subscribe, because this is a video I never thought I would ever do in my life. Appreciating the Kroenkes, but then also really feeling very relieved that next season, as all clubs, Man United, Chelsea, and Tottenham Hotspur, are still struggling with ownership and where they will be next season, Arsenal are clearly defined where we will be and what our ambitions are. Because our ambitions are develop your squad and win the Premier League. We have one of the best young teams in the Premier League, one of the best young projects in the world, and now we are adding Declan Rice, Kai Havertz, Julian Timber, Romeo Lavia, and potentially Moussa Diaby. The Kroenkes. It's high time to say, well done. For me, right here, that is the first thing I want to say in this video. I want to say well done to the Kroenkes, and not because we don't deserve the investment, not because Arsenal really don't deserve to be where we are at the moment. I think they've done well in terms of changing the fortunes of this football club. They've really, really done well in terms of going, okay, we have been neglecting the club. We have neglected Arsenal Football Club. It's part of KSE, it's part of Kroenke and Sports Enterprises. Now, in the next 3 years, we are going to pump a lot of money. We are going to run the club very well, and we are going to bring in a manager that really understands football, a manager that loves the club, a manager that has connection to the club, and we will give him maximum autonomy, and we will follow his direction, and we will definitely lead him to will lead Arsenal back to the top. I think that is why I'm saying well done. I'm saying well done because the Kroenkes have just made sure that Arsenal is one of the well-run clubs in Europe. I'm saying well done because they've made sure that at the moment, Arsenal have the ability to push Manchester City. There are not so many clubs in Europe that would push Manchester City like the way we did last campaign. Liverpool, credit to them. They're a very, very good side, and I think they deserve the credit. But we also are on the stage. And it's to the Kroenkes. Ever since that pressure from Daniel Ek, of course, there will be that question whether Daniel Ek coming in and the consortium that wanted to take over Arsenal, that's the reason as to why they've decided to go and spend big. But whether it is that or not, they have spent. And actually, ever since the takeover and the European Super League, not every club that has been in the Super League actually has spent like Arsenal, and not every club that was in the Super League has improved to the magnitude, to the levels that Arsenal have improved. So that is point number one. Why I'm saying big up to the Kroenkes and well done. The fact that they have managed to see the poorly run club and the weaker areas in management, they have sorted them out. They have brought in a very young manager, not the best in the world. I never thought Mikel was the best in the world, and I don't think he's the best in the world, but still, I think he's a manager that has a clear philosophy, a philosophy that I personally didn't see in the start. Now I can clearly see the philosophy. They brought in a very good sporting director in Edu. Yes, he struggles to get those big deals done, and I won't hide myself. Yes, I really doubt him when it comes to getting the big deals done. But to be honest, he's done well in terms of building the squad and building the foundation. So big up to the Kroenkes. That is the point. The other point that I think we need to talk about is this summer. Last summer, We spent over 100 million on transfer signings. Fabio Vieira 35 million, around 50 million on Gabriel Jesus, and 35 million on Alexander Zichenko. That is 120 million spent by the Kroenkes. And you know what? We didn't sign anyone big. Gabriel Jesus is not your Erling Haaland striker. Is not your Dusan Vlahovic, 70, 80 million striker. Alexander Zichenko is not your everyday expensive fullback Hakimi, Theo Hernandez. He's not in that bracket. It's just 35 million. And Fabio Vieira is a backup player. You would call him some kind of squad player at the moment at Arsenal. But those three cost Arsenal in excess of 100 million, right? So if the Kroenkes have decided that we will spend 100 million on Arsenal every single summer, but this summer is going to be a special one, we're going to spend in excess of 200 million, something is changing at Arsenal and something is getting much better at Arsenal. Now, listen, I think they've been really impressed with what Mikel Arteta has done. Last campaign, the campaign before last campaign, pushing for UCL. Last campaign, comfortably finishing in the UEFA Champions League positions and earning the Kroenkes a lot of money in terms of qualifying for the UEFA Champions League, in terms of finishing second and bringing back the fans into the stadium, bringing back the fans to watch Arsenal, bringing back that culture that binds Arsenal with the fans and with the stakeholders. I think the Kroenkes have looked at this and said, if we have spent just a little amount of money and this is what we have achieved, how about we go big? How about we go rice? Maybe there is something, there will be something good from investing money in Arsenal after all. So let's talk about this summer in perspective of the Kroenkes. We've talked about the transfer targets and where they are. Some are close, some are far, some are confirmed, some not yet, some we know, some we do not. But what we know, according to Mikel Arteta, is that the owners trust him and they are working closely with him to build a long-term sustainable project. Stan Kroenke is not a man that spends 200 million on Arsenal Football Club a season. Stan Kroenke is not a man that spends 300 million on Arsenal in 10 years. There was a time where Stan Kroenke didn't spend a penny, a single penny on Arsenal for like half a decade or 6 years. Didn't spend a single penny, and he wasn't even bothered. Now, he's the same guy spending in excess of 200 million. And I tell you what, this season, I don't remember saying Kroenke out when we lost a game. Next season, if we get Rice, Timber, and Kai Havertz and Romeo Lavia, I do not think I will say Kroenke out because we have lost the football game. The blame goes to the manager, the blame goes to the players, the blame goes to VAR, the blame goes to the referees. I think the Kroenkes are washing their hands clean. Yes, they've done it late. We could have been, because there were so many opportunities where we could have won the title. 2016, Leicester City, really? We should have won the title then. And there have been occasions where if we were backed, we would have won the title. I think that season, was it 2011, 2010, when Eduardo picked up an injury? You still remember that when Eduardo, the Arsenal striker, picked up an injury. Like, if we had good backing, Arsenal would have won the title on both of those occasions, and we wouldn't be talking about Arsenal do not have a Premier League title since 2004, and Arsenal do not have a UCL title ever in their history, in their cabin. But for me, I've always said, better late than never. Liverpool had not won a Premier League title ever in their lives, and they have one Premier League title. That is the one that they've won under Jurgen Klopp. I think that was 3 seasons ago, right? Before that, Liverpool didn't have a Premier League title. Yes, they have a couple of Champions League titles, 6 of them. Yes, well done. You've done very well. But you do not have Premier League. Okay, you have one now. And you look at FSG, the owners at Liverpool and how they've slowly evolved into, the responsible owners Liverpool fans wanted. Buying Cody Gakpo, Mane, Salah, Alisson, Van Dijk, Henderson, Fabinho. They built a project that has withstood time, I think, for 6 years, pushed Manchester City for 6 years, pushed for a quadruple at its maximum peak, and now they're rebuilding again. So the Kroenkes have gone with the same strategy. They've gone with the same kind of investment plan. We will not spend a lot of money at once. We will not go bang. We brought Neymar. Bang. We brought Mbappe. Bang. We brought Messi. And no one of us ever asked for Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar. No one of us has ever said we would love to Arsenal to be a collection of all the gold of football. I don't think that is the way it works. I think as Arsenal fans, we have always appreciated the humble culture of grooming players right from scratch and making them the big stars that what football understands, and play that really entertaining football. That is what Arsenal is associated with. If there is anyone you've had a conversation with and they've told you that Arsenal play boring football, and that is what they identify them with, they have seen Arsenal from 2017 to 2020. That is the Arsenal they've watched. But the Arsenal prior to that period and the Arsenal beyond that period is an exciting project with exciting footballers, very young with exciting football. So the Kroenkes, for me, I'll give them a lot of credit here. They've built something that is sustainable. And even if they sold Arsenal tomorrow and we got a new owner, we still have our players, we still have the well-run hierarchy, and we still have the investment the Kroenkes have actually put in. It is something that the Glazers at Manchester United have not done. It is something that Chelsea have not done. Because what Chelsea have done under Tony Bolle is we will go and sign each and every player, good or not good enough, and throw him in there. Whoever works out. Like, they've gone with the scattergun approach. I think Man United did go for the scattergun approach, but they also did go for that, all that glitters is gold. That was their strategy. Sancho, Pogba, Romelu Lukaku. They never really sat down to build something that would be sustainable. And I think they will do that now under Erik ten Hag. So the Kroenkes have gone with something very, very sustainable. And this really puts Arsenal in a very, very good position. Financially, socially, in terms of competition, and also in terms of glory, to be honest. Like, in terms of goal, when you look at Arsenal right now, you are afraid. Opponents are terrified. Opponents, are petrified when they look at Arsenal. Just imagine if you're Nottingham Forest and you're going to play Arsenal in your opening fixture of the weekend of the season, and you conceded 5 at the Emirates Stadium last campaign, but Arsenal is just getting better. You're going to play an Arsenal side now that does not have Xhaka in attacking positions, but has Kai Havertz in that midfield, crawling into attack. You're going to play an Arsenal side that has a Declan Rice, one of the best defensive midfielders in the world. And you are going to play an Arsenal that have replaced Ben White with an upgrade in Julian Timber. That is the Arsenal you are going to play. You must be absolutely petrified. You must be, terrified. This Arsenal team has just got back the core of respect that we had lost so many years ago. I tell you what, I really love watching Arsenal these days. I really, really do. And when I make Arsenal videos, I'm very, very calm because I just love the club. I just love the culture. I just love everything, at this football club. And there's so many things that we have to get right. One, the winning mentality has not yet returned. Two, I think we have a few things, including Arsenal, going into these big games, especially at Anfield, at Old Trafford, at the White Hart Lane. We need to work on those things. If you're going to be as big as you want to be, There will be a time where you have to beat Manchester United at the Old Trafford to go into the UCL final. And probably in the UCL final, you're going to play FC Barcelona. So we must now gather our strength. We must work on that part of being a big club. Because if you're a big club, you compete with the biggest clubs in the world. And for me, that is what we are now. But I'm telling you guys, we are back, baby. Kroenke, this is a video to give you some credit. You've done well. You've done well in the last 3 years. You've really, really done well. Arsenal are back. And next season, everyone talks about Arsenal. What will they do? What do we expect from Arsenal? Like, that is something people didn't even give us credit for. I'm telling you, no one used to give us credit for that. Like, what will Arsenal do next season? That was not something that, people used to credit us with. But hey, here we are. And we are back. And we are strong. If we were West Ham, you would definitely say we are massive. But the glory days at the Emirates Stadium are coming back. And I'm just excited. So the Kroenkes are now spending in excess of 200 million. Let's wait and see how that's going to go. They have a good manager. They have a good project. If they can continue injecting money in it, I guarantee the next 5 years, we'll see two Champions League trophies at Arsenal and 2 Premier League trophies as well. I'll see you right in the next one. But let me know in the comment box below. How excited are you for next season? Because I'm pretty much really excited. Even before preseason, I'm really, really excited. See you tomorrow.